Ahead on NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman.
On this week's special edition of NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman, a look at day in the life stories from farms and ranches across the country.
And now, a special edition of NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman with host Kevin Oxner.
Hello and welcome to this week's special edition of NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman. I'm Kevin Oxner. Thanks for joining us. Everyone has a story to tell, and each week we have the opportunity to share those from farms and ranches all across our country. This week we're featuring some of our favorite day in the life stories. Let's take a look. Staying successful in this industry sometimes means taking on additional duties. One operation in West Virginia takes pride in its diverse, start-to-finish approach to both farming and cattle production. Cattleman to Cattleman reporter Brad Bulla has more.
Flying W Farms, the name Flying W from the name Woodworth. And flying, my dad was pilot and he flew for USDA and did aerial compliance work and farmed on the side. And we would be the my children would be the fifth generation to be on the farm.
A place with deep family roots, Flying W Farms has lofty goals for the quality of its food. In addition to their cow-calf operation, they also sell a wide variety of produce.
Depending upon the season would be what produce item that we are in. We're currently into strawberries and marketing those.
Flying W Farms prides itself on pasture-to-plate beef production, which Rick markets directly through the farm's store and restaurant.
We offer a natural Angus beef product, which is from the calf, starts as a calf on the farm and gets raised and processed in our commercial processing facility, and we offer those beef products, natural Angus beef products, to our customers along with other meats.
Rick's production methods allow him to keep a close eye on the quality of his cattle from start to finish.
So we can maintain a high quality product from calf, starting with the calf, being raised and being weaned. We have control and could manage that individual animal and be able to grow it out and finish it to a choice animal. You have a high quality eating experience. So you have that natural Angus on our label, and that we could put that on the label and guarantee you a superb eating experience.
Rick says another key factor to creating a top quality product is his family's direct involvement with all aspects of the operation.
It's very important that my children and family is interested in agriculture. It means a tremendous amount to have them involved in understanding where their food and fiber comes from and where it is produced and what is involved in what they eat every day. We are what we eat. It is a wonderful place to raise a family and have them understand working principles and concepts, and that everything doesn't come free on a plate, that there is a cost to everything, and to educate them in production agriculture is a tremendous asset.
The farm's variety means Rick and his family are constantly shuttling between cattle production and processing, produce harvesting, and running the store and restaurant. But their dedication has earned them a loyal clientele.
The weekends are more involved with the customer base and servicing our customer in order that they have a superb eating experience or purchasing, and also try to educate our customers on what Flying W Farms is about, what we are producing, how we are producing it, and encouraging them to come back and shop with us again.
Flying W Farms is located on the Chesapeake Bay watershed, which means they have to deal with some unique environmental issues.
We are a confinement feeding operation. We have constructed a feedlot to minimize the runoff waters that leave our feedlot area in order to be good stewardship and be a good player in with the Chesapeake Bay.
Because of issues just like this, Rick says it's important for both large and small producers to become involved in their state and national cattle organizations.
A 30-head producer of cattle is still a piece of the pie. They're still part of the organization, and it is still very important that those producers are good producers, that they could be educated by funding put forth by NCBA's programs such as the Quality Assurance Program, proper injections, proper withholding periods from antibiotics in education. They need educated too, because we need every producer to be a quality producer of a quality product for the consumer, no matter how big or how small.
Rick is optimistic about the industry's future, but understands it has challenges.
Society and production is changing. Society is becoming more and more demanding of our industry. Whether you are that large producer or small producer putting meat, we are in the cattle production, but we are in the beef business. We all are producing beef. So no matter the size, large or small, we need to be educated to meet our higher consumer demands for a safe food supply today, tomorrow.
Despite all the demands of running an integrated operation, Rick can't imagine doing anything else.
I love working with the cattle because I love seeing them grow, being involved, bringing that new calf on, helping that cow that may have difficulty and bringing that new calf and seeing it finish out and being able to harvest that animal. It's just a very touching experience to watch nature and God's creations be here for us while we're on this earth to be able to produce food and fiber for our nation.
Reporting from Flying W Farms in Burlington, West Virginia, I'm Brad Bullitt for NCBA's Cattlemen to Cattlemen.
To join Rick as a member of the National Cattlemen's Beef Association, give us a call at 1-866-USA-BEEF or email us at C2C@beef.org. If you join right now, you'll receive a free 100 milliliter bottle of Dectomax injectable from Pfizer Animal Health. And if you join NCBA as well as your state association, you'll receive a 200 milliliter bottle of Dectomax. But you must join both at the same time to get in on this special offer. Tucked in the foothills just south of Larkspur, Colorado, is Spruce Mountain Ranch. It's a registered Angus seed stock operation that keeps an eye on quality while also finding time to educate consumers about cattle in a picturesque setting. Cattleman to Cattleman reporter Brian Baxter has the story.
It's a people business, and we built our ranch around people and then brought the cattle in as we go through our genetic base.
Spruce Mountain Ranch is founded on the same great work ethic and dedication that many cattle operations share. Where the operation stands out is their focus on raising purebred Angus seed stock for producers around the country.
One of the things we focus on our genetics is, first of all, docility is a big thing. We do like low birth weight, good growth, adequate to high carcass merit, but also longevity. These cows have to be able to breed back every year, raise a product that we can market, and do it efficiently.
The registered Angus cattle at Spruce Mountain Ranch are selected for their maternal traits and carcass quality. The animals are also raised with the high elevation of the Colorado foothills in mind. It's a crucial component for cattlemen on the high plains.
One of the things that we probably really have to be careful of is our altitude. We sit at 7,200 feet here, and so the pulmonary artery pressure, the PAPS tests that we do, we have to select certain genetics. It is genetic, but there is other variables involved. So some animals just may not make it here. We have another ranch out east, about an hour from here. We have two guys that run that ranch. Spring calving herd and a fall calving herd is what we run. They calve out majority of the cows. Those cows have to earn their way over here. It's a rough country out there. It's big pasture. It's about 16,000 acres. Pretty dry climate, short grass. But that's the way our cattle will have to be run in this environment, because a lot of our commercial bull customers, that's their environment too.
The proving grounds of the ranch in eastern Colorado make an ideal setup for Mitch's crew. When cattle succeed there, they're brought to Spruce Mountain and sold in one of the annual sales to producers from around the country.
We market about 500 head a year. 250 to 275 of those animals will be going through one of our sales. The rest of them is all private treaty, where we get a deal one-on-one with our customers and be able to put the genetics that fit their scenario or situation or budget the best for them. We get to go visit our customers. We do a lot of that. It takes up a lot of time, but at the same time, we build those relationships. They want to have a trust factor. They want to like you before they come by, and they want to trust you.
In addition to the annual sales and interaction with their clients, Spruce Mountain also seeks out opportunities to educate consumers.
Part of the ranch also, a few years ago, we started what we call the event side. The Spruce Mountain Properties has the event side. So we have weddings, events as another source of revenue that helps bring a different type of client base in. And probably the really neat thing for the cattle side of that is we get to educate or talk to people that normally wouldn't get to see these animals or be part of the beef industry in any capacity. It takes about 3 to 4 years before our genetics that we sell actually make an impact or hit the consumer's plate. And so it's really kind of fun for us to be able to take 5 minutes or 10 minutes with some of these visitors, whether it's through the weddings or through the corporate events, that we get to help talk to them about the beef industry.
The unique setup of Spruce Mountain Ranch provides their customers with quality registered Angus seed stock and once-in-a-lifetime experiences for visitors. It's a lifestyle Mitch says is rewarding.
I get to do something that not a lot of people do anymore. It's a dying breed. There's not a lot of money in this, but it's a way of life. You get to be outside, in the air, in the elements. Big snowstorms, rainstorms, the lightning we can do without sometimes. But you get to see these animals, you get to see them reproduce with our embryo transfer program. We get to see these embryos in a petri dish under a microscope. And 9-10 months later, we get to see them on the ground as a live animal. And then as time goes on, watching them produce and watching just the production get better and better if we're doing our jobs correctly. That's what I enjoy.
Reporting from Spruce Mountain Ranch in Larkspur, Colorado, I'm Brian Baxter for NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman.
Join Mitch and his crew as members of NCBA. Just pick up the phone and call 1-866-USA-BEEF or email us at C2C@beef.org. And don't forget about our special offer. If you join right now, you'll receive a free 100 milliliter bottle of Dectomax injectable from Pfizer Animal Health. And if you join NCBA as well as your state association, you'll receive a 200 milliliter bottle of Dectomax injectable. Let's head to the western slope of Colorado to visit an award-winning operation that also makes use of federal lands. Cattleman to Cattleman reporter Sharon Alseth takes us to the La Valley Ranch, where public and private lands meet to create a sustainable operation.
When we look across the United States, the western portion of the United States is primarily federal land, meaning either Bureau of Land Management or Forest Service or Park Service. And certainly we work in concert with Forest Service and BLM when we manage the federal lands by doing the right thing with our livestock and the grazing on the federal lands. We'll calve and we'll feed down here at this elevation, and then in May and in June we'll move up to higher elevation to some of our BLM allotments, our Bureau of Land Management allotments.
Since 1914, the La Valley Ranch in the North Fork Valley has been carefully managing its resources as a cow-calf operation. To keep it sustainable, the La Valley Ranch turned to using BLM land.
So we continue to work with the Bureau of Land Management and the Forest Service, saying that this is an appropriate use of the land, and When we manage our cattle right, as the majority of the producers do on the federal lands, then that is a sustainable use of those lands, and is in concert with managing healthy watersheds. It makes those watersheds healthier, and it makes for better vigor of the grasses and the forbs. We send them up there again to take advantage of the nutrition, and then that allows us to grow this hay here and this pasture here for the cattle when they come back down.
The LaValleys also saw the potential for selling their beef locally and created Homestead Meats in a joint venture with 6 other ranches. The store features prime cuts of beef processed at a locally owned packaging facility.
We started a direct marketing business in 1995 where we would sell beef direct to the consumer, and started just doing it typical like other producers, selling halves and quarters. The 6 ranches that originally started the Homestead Meats saw it as a way to diversify the beef cattle industry.
The Homestead Meats business has grown to become a thriving part of the local economy, but that's not where the success of the LaValle Ranch stops. In 2010, the ranch was recognized for excellence in rangeland conservation.
We received that award from the Colorado section of the Society for Range Management this past year, and it was not only for the work we've done with the BLM, but also the work we've done with the NRCS on our private ground and putting in conservation practices.
The LaValle Ranch makes the most of any opportunity by helping create homestead meats and using BLM lands to produce a quality product.
The ability to work with your family, the ability to know that your family is producing a quality product that another family enjoys and puts on their table. It's a very rewarding feeling.
Reporting from the LaValle Ranch near Delta, Colorado, I'm Sharon Alseth for NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman.
Robbie LaValle is also a member of the National Cattlemen's Beef Association. Won't you take a moment to join? Remember, if you join right now, you'll receive a free 100 milliliter bottle of Dectamax injectable from our friends at Pfizer Animal Health. And if you join NCBA as well as your state association, you'll receive a 200 milliliter bottle of Dectamax. But you must join both at the same time in order to get in on this free offer. To join, just give us a call at 1-866-USA-BEEF or send us an email at C2C@beef.org. Representatives are standing by right now to assist you.
It's Boots on the Bay, the 2013 NCBA Convention and Trade Show, a unique, fun environment for cattle industry members to come together and have some fun in the sun. And while you're there, check out Superior Livestock, your one source for all your livestock marketing needs. Superior has answers for marketing your livestock nationwide, including marketing cattle 24/7, 365 on Superior's country page. So shine your boots and we'll see you in Tampa. Spurs are optional.
The secret to finding more buyers for your cattle is no longer a secret. CattleExchange.com is like no other site. It brings the greater ease of use, detailed information, and searchability found in sites like Cars.com and Autotrader.com to the cattle industry. Upload photos and video to attract more buyers and share greater detail in your listing. Cattle buyers and sellers are connecting in ways they never imagined. Go to www.cattle-exchange.com and discover the secret to better selling.
Beef Magazine is important to those of us in the industry. Being able to go back and maybe reread something several times to really understand how it relates to us and how we can use it in our operation becomes really important to us. The magazine becomes a good reference point in numerous areas, and most of the time the topics are pretty timely to what's going on in the industry.
Workin' Ranch Magazine savvies the challenges and rewards of those who make their living on the ranch. From pretty loops in the Brandon pen to cold nights calving heifers, we cover the real deal. Subscribe today. Just go online to workinranchmag.com or give us a call. We'll fix you right up. You can also visit us in person at the NCBA Convention in Tampa. Workin' Ranch, your magazine.
Welcome back. There are thousands of beef producers across this great country, from the rolling hills of Kentucky to the high plains of Wyoming. All of them work together to produce top quality beef. Cattleman to Cattleman reporter Matt Fleck visits Gilroy, California, where one family-run operation shares their perspective on raising cattle.
Nestled at the base of Henry W. Coe State Park near the town of Gilroy, California, you'll find the Bianchi Ranches, a fourth-generation seed stock cow-calf operation.
Our cattle operation is basically a Charolais-based herd. With we got some black Angus bulls we use here and there, and quite a few red Angus bulls on our heifers. But we run quite a few purebred Charolais cows, and then so our base is Charolais cross.
The Bianchis have a deeply rooted history in ranching, going back to the 1800s. Through the years, the Bianchi family has remained a prominent cattle family in the area.
I am the third generation that's been on this ranch. My great-grandfather purchased it. They also had a hotel restaurant in town that was like the major stopping point between here and San Francisco. So it was a really popular place.
Great-grandfather started buying up little pieces and put them together one by one until he ended up with what he had, and then it's just been passed down from generations.
Pretty much only family works here. I mean, when we do some work, the neighbors come if we need to work a bunch of cows and things like that, but otherwise it's pretty much me, my husband, and our daughter Erica that do all the day-to-day things that are going on the ranch. She'd be the fourth generation that's been on the ranch.
The youngest generation of the Bianchis is a vital part of the family operation. Erica found her passion for agriculture through taking care of her own show cattle and by raising goats for local youth to show in contests.
Well, here on the ranch we have a really large cattle operation, and then we also have a goat operation, about 40 does. And what we do with the does is it was kind of started as just a little back burner side project, and it was new and interesting to me because we always knew about the cattle. I mean, I learned all that knowledge from my parents, but until I was probably about 6 or 7, we never had any goats. So it was all learning for me, and my mom are the ones mainly involved in it.
We have about 40 meat goats or boar goats. We raise those. We sell some project goats to kids for fairs, probably about 10 to 15 goats a year go that way.
So it's cool. When I was in FFA, I took my own goats to the fair and I was able to win, and I was really proud of that. And then it's cool to go watch other kids that have bought goats from us win and do good with them and enjoy their project.
Showing livestock is a large part of the Bianchi family. Even through their success, Chris Bianchi says they do it for more than the potential to win.
Years ago, we started out, we used to show between 40 and 60 head, a lot of county fairs all summer long in the state. But my daughter, my nieces and nephews are pretty actively still showing. They'll still go to between jackpots and shows, 12 or so shows a year. So we don't show as many as we used to. Before we were doing it, you could make money at being out and showing cattle. Now you do it because you like to do it and to promote the cattle.
We're honored to have a show bull of the year for the Hereford bull, and that was for our region. And then we're also the California beef seed stock producers of the year for the bulls we sell and everything. So we've had a really good year this last couple of years, so we were really fortunate.
I really like working with the show cattle. It's new and interesting, and it's amazing how much I'm still learning. I mean, I've been doing it for 10 years as a junior, and every day I go to a new show and make new friends and get to learn from them, so it's a really cool experience.
For Erica, showing cattle is more than just fun. She says it's an important way to keep her generation involved in the cattle industry.
It's important for the younger generation to get involved because agriculture advocacy and everything else going on right now is a major problem facing agriculture. And if we don't get the next generation more involved, there's going to be no future of agriculture, no feed to feed the world, and no food being developed. So without the younger generations, it's just going to hit a dead end and there's going to be nowhere to go.
And we're very, very, very happy that she wants to be so actively involved in everything that we do here. She's involved in everything from selection of animals to definitely doing all the work, to processing, to branding. She does most of the branding herself when we brand anymore, so definitely involved in everything. Without them, there'll be nobody else to continue on if there aren't, young kids growing up and wanting to do this.
Engaging the next generation of cattle ranchers is one part of the challenge facing the future of agriculture, but the Bianchis believe the enjoyment of cattle ranching will survive.
That's probably one of the best enjoyments you can get out of doing this. I mean, yeah, we're horseback quite a bit, and that's fun, and the scenery's really nice to look at. But, when you're watching those animals grow from the day they're born till the time you ship them, which is, 7, 8 months later, you know, you're watching an animal grow and how much it's doing. That's probably one of the most enjoyments out of the whole ranch.
I can't imagine doing anything else, to be honest. It's how I grew up.
It's a really good environment. I've learned a lot of things growing up in it, and I just love that I've had the opportunity to grow up in this situation.
Reporting from Gilroy, California, I'm Matt Fleck for NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman.
Join the Bianchis as members of the National Cattlemen's Beef Association. There's never been a better time to join. If you call us right now and become an NCBA member, we'll send you a free 100 milliliter bottle of Dectomax injectable from Pfizer Animal Health. And if you join NCBA as well as your state association, you'll receive a 200 milliliter bottle of Dectomax injectable. Just give us a call at 1-866-USA-BEEF or email us at C2C@beef.org. But remember, you must join both NCBA and your state association to get the 200 milliliter bottle of Dectomax injectable. If you head south of Washington, D.C., past George Washington's boyhood farm in Fredericksburg, near James Madison's plantation, and across several Civil War battlefields, you'll find the Goodwin family farm. That's where John, his father, and wife Mary run a specialized beef cattle operation that also has roots in the dairy industry. Cattleman to Cattleman reporter Matt Fleck has more from Orange, Virginia.
You know, with the beef industry here in the East Coast, the only thing that ever is lacking is how much imagination you got. How creative and out of the box you can get is how far you can take this thing.
Imagination is a common theme in this part of the world. John and Mary Goodwin run their operation in the heart of Virginia, not far from where you'll find the homes of American presidents Thomas Jefferson, James Monroe, and Woodrow Wilson. The J.R. and J.G. Goodwin Farm started as a dairy, but made the transition to the beef business a few years back.
The management of the dairy was really Dad's baby. He had it all under control. When I came home from college in '92, I looked around and decided I'd either had to kind of think outside the box or grow up and get a real job. So I enjoyed the beef side of it, so I started looking into different alternatives there.
That's when John began a backgrounding operation to support the other cattle farmers in his area. It's a model that the Goodwins say fits.
We started with the working with other producers that had smaller herds or other entities that were their driving force, and started co-mingling these calves, putting them in 100-pound weight spreads so that we could then market them to feedlots, say in Kansas or Indiana, Iowa. Pennsylvania is still a major player in the Virginia market.
Virginia, we tend to have smaller herd sizes and all. A lot of our farms around here are all part-time farms where they have income coming in from outside. They're doing a 9-to-5 job like I am, and then have the farm on the side because we just don't have the real estate, the acreage to have a large enough farm to be able to have, you know, bigger operations. And that's where we play in with the preconditioning of the cattle. A lot of the farmers will bring them into us when they wean them in the spring, and we group them together according to weight and then sell them on the board sales. We do all the feeding here, the vaccinations, and so forth.
Co-mingling herds and marketing cattle to other states means the Goodwins put extra thought into how their cattle are handled.
EID on its own, or the agent source, isn't enough. But it does two things. One, it gives you different marketing options. It allows you to tie in with an organization like CVCA. Hey, we don't take in feeder calves unless they're able to be agent source verified. And two, we're taking the initiative to have one more step as a guarantee to the general public that we stand behind our product. Each of our feeder calves can be traced back to this farm.
The Goodwins also bring several generations of experience to the farm, something that John says offers a unique perspective to their operation.
Since we are a multi-generation operation, you get to see it through different eyes and different experiences with talking with my father, or you get to hear about what were positive and negatives now as well as years ago. And when working with my sons, you get to see what they envision or what they perceive.
It's nice to be involved in the industry, and also it makes us a close-knit family. We're a very close family. We work a lot together.
By creating a specialized beef cattle operation, the Goodwins found a unique way to help local cattlemen through new marketing opportunities, and in turn, they are making history.
I get to jump up and do what I want to every day. Now, maybe it doesn't always turn out, but at least when I start out every morning I get to, there's no one thing that overrides the other. I enjoy it all in the cattle business.
Reporting from Orange, Virginia, I'm Matt Fleck for NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman.
To learn more about the Goodwin family or to join them as members of the National Cattlemen's Beef Association, log on to our website at cattlemantocattleman.org. We'll be right back.
To advance the traits that are important to your cow-calf operation, why settle for Angus bulls and females that come with less information when you can have more? Compared with genomic-enhanced EPDs powered by HD50K, no other genomic test provides you with more dependable data on calving ease, growth, and other important traits to accelerate the goals of your operation. For more informed purchase decisions and faster genetic progress, one genomic test outshines the rest.
When it comes to versatility on your operation, nothing beats a John Deere D-Series skid steer. They're not only great for cleaning and feed chores, but with John Deere Worksite Pro attachments, you can tackle just about any job thrown your way. You asked for versatility, and John Deere delivered. These rock-solid machines are built to last. See your dealer today.
Here's what producers are saying about Progressive Cattleman Magazine, the beef industry resource.
I recommend that anyone who's serious in the beef industry about improving their operations, efficiency, and profitability subscribe to Progressive Cattleman.
There's articles, there's the advertisements are very well done, and it's kind of a quick and concise look at where the cattle industry is on that day.
We find that it's a go-to must-read for us each and every month.
Subscribe today at progressivecattle.com.
Well, I think a rancher has to be a steward of the land. There's nobody else that can take care of land better than a rancher. When we switched over to the Purina products, it was a step in the right direction.
The difference we see in the cattle is the consistency of their nutrition.
The cattle hold their condition a lot better throughout the whole year.
It does make a difference that we can see, day in and day out.
Welcome back. Did you know when you join NCBA, there are many extra benefits that are part of your membership? One of those benefits comes from the folks at Roper and Stetson Apparel and Footwear. Cattleman to Cattleman reporter Matt Fleck has the story.
This has been an interesting partnership with Roper and NCBA. We invited them to come to our trade show several years ago, and they came back and they said, your people are our people, and we would love to partner with you.
Well, I'd say it has been our best partnership. When you go into it where everybody wins, it's been a great win-win situation for us. NCBA has opened up opened their arms to us and to all their members, and at the same time, we've given a great benefit back to all their members.
One outstanding NCBA member benefit includes special discounts on Roper and Stetson products. New and current NCBA members can upgrade their entire wardrobe for a fraction of the normal cost.
If you join the NCBA and you're not currently a member, you do get 50% off your first purchase at urbanwesternwear.com, and then you get other coupons throughout the year for additional 25% off as you work your way through.
Also, if they attend convention, they're able to get a coupon at 50% off at the Roper display in the trade shows. So there are benefits for our existing members, but a new member also gets a coupon for 50% off for their entire order. The cost to be a member is so minuscule, and the benefits they get, for example, with this Roper partnership, more than will compensate them for the additional monies that they spend to get a membership. And so I would really encourage all cattle producers to consider joining NCBA, not just consider, but to act.
The NCBA officers take pride in the industry they serve and the boots they walk in. The partnership between NCBA and Roper and Stetson goes beyond just looking good. It's about getting the job done.
Yeah, I've been wearing Roper products for several years, in fact. Roper and Stetson both are on the packaging, and I've had some of their shirts, I've worn some of their pants, I've got some of their work boots, I've got some of their shoes. When you're working, you don't want to be worried about comfort or about whether your feet are going to stay dry, for example, with your shoes. You want your clothes to hang together so that you can do the job. You want to just focus on the job and not be worrying about what you wear. And so it's nice to have good clothing you can count on that'll stay with you when you're working.
Roper and Stetson open their doors 12 days a year for their Friends and Family sale. It's a chance to see and touch their entire inventory.
Again, the 12 days that we open up a year at this warehouse is just pure chaos for us. But, it allows us to get rid of all our bargain materials, samples, stuff that, has been hiding in the rafters for a few years and things like that. So we bring all that stuff down and we turn it into just an awesome shopping experience for the we call it our friends and family, but hey, everybody's friends and family of Roper, so it works out.
The deals on Roper and Stetson apparel for new and current NCBA members adds to the list of great benefits for joining the National Cattlemen's Beef Association.
I think cattlemen should belong to NCBA because NCBA is literally working to try to help them stay in business and be profitable. We're reaching out to the consumer, trying to help make sure that our product is something the consumer wants. We're trying to address the political issues that are affecting our producers, both positive and negative. We're working trying to keep exports going, and so we are working every way we know how to make it possible for people in the cattle business and in the beef business to stay in business.
Reporting from the Roper and Stetson Distribution Center in Denver, Colorado, I'm Matt Fleck for NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman.
In addition to this great benefit from Roper and Stetson apparel and footwear, there's also another great perk if you call right now and become a member of NCBA. If you join us today, we'll send you a free 100 milliliter bottle of Dectamax injectable from Pfizer Animal Health. And if you join NCBA as well as your state association, you're going to receive a 200 milliliter bottle of Dectamax injectable. Just give us a call at 1-866-USA-BEEF or email us at C2C@beef.org. You must join both NCBA and your state association to get the 200 milliliter bottle of Dectamax injectable. Cattle operations from coast to coast are fighting through this historic drought one way or another. Even the areas of the country receiving rain are impacted through cattle markets and feed markets. Cattleman to Cattleman reporter Brad Bulla visits Blackwater Cattle Company in Lake Park, Georgia, where they're finding ways to keep their operation successful for generations to come.
Our operation is a family operation. I guess there's about 8 or 9 of us involved in this operation. I think that's very important. We look forward to going to work every day. Don't have to travel far for a family reunion.
Mike Coggins at the Blackwater Cattle Company has a passion for farming. Besides raising registered seed stock Brangus for customers, he also grows a variety of crops.
We grow various crops including cotton, corn. We grow various vegetable crops including carrots, green beans, sweet corn. We also run a lot of commercial Brangus cattle as well as a registered seed stock Brangus operation. Brangus cattle have perform extremely well in the southern tier of our country. The heat, humidity, parasites, insects, we have a tremendous, as you could tell, a tremendous amount of humidity here, and Brangus cattle work.
Mike's part of the country on the southern edge of Georgia is prime cattle and crop growing country. Blackwater Cattle Company finds that diversifying is a significant part of their success, even in a time of drought.
Diversity is a key to our success at Blackwater. A family operation, growing crops, sharing equipment, sharing labor, feeding vegetable coals to our cattle to get rid of the waste. I think diversity is key to success in agriculture. The drought in the Midwest has had major impacts, obviously, on the corn market. We grow a lot of corn. In some ways, it's helped us from marketing corn.
Regardless of how the weather is behaving, taking care of the land is what makes Blackwater Cattle Company a successful operation.
Environmental stewardship is at the top of the list among our family, as well as most people involved in agriculture or the cattle business. We make our living off the land. It is vital for us to protect that land so that our future generations can enjoy a better living than we've made. At Blackwater, we have installed concrete paddocks around all of our water troughs to try to slow down erosion. We have fenced off some creeks and some lowland areas. We have fenced those off to try to create a better wildlife habitat, as well as keeping the cattle out of the water.
The effort of Blackwater Cattle Company to create a sustainable, high-quality operation shows. From their diverse crop operation to their annual bull sales, quality is their top priority.
My hope for Blackwater Cattle Company is we can continue to raise the bar to offer quality genetics to the commercial cattlemen. I hope this operation can be passed to my kids and the next generation. I hope we find that they find this place more lucrative and in better condition than it was when I found it. I'm very, very passionate about quality, about increasing the quality of these animals and shaking a man's hand that's purchased a bull from me and had a great experience.
Reporting from Blackwater Cattle Company in Lake Park, Georgia, I'm Brad Bulla for NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman.
Join Mike Coggins as a member of the National Cattlemen's Beef Association. If you join right now, we'll send you a free 100 milliliter bottle of Dectomax injectable from Pfizer Animal Health. And if you join NCBA as well as your state association, you'll receive a 200 milliliter bottle of Dectomax injectable. Just give us a call at 1-866-USA-BEEF or email us at c2c@beef.org. But remember, you must join both NCBA and your state association to get that 200 milliliter bottle of Dectomax injectable. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
I'm an NCBA member.
I'm an NCBA member because I think as an advocacy group, NCBA has done some great things for our industry, and I kind of feel compelled to give back some of what they've done for us.
I'm an NCBA member because it's an organization that stands up for the industry that I love and will allow my family to continue to be a part of this great industry.
Because this organization is looking out for cattle producers.
I'm an NCBA member because NCBA doesn't pick and choose what issues it works on. It works on every issue, every day, on behalf of all the cattlemen across the country.
They understand what makes our cow-calf business profitable.
Join me and thousands of other cattlemen across the country.
Join me today.
Join me today.
Join NCBA today and receive a new member gift while supplies last. Head to beefusa.org and enter the promo code C2C or call 866-USA-BEEF and mention C2C.
There's only one place to find cattle industry updates, market highlights, and stories by cattlemen for cattlemen.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman.
Learn about every segment of the industry, from cow-calf producers to feeders, from beef safety to food service and retail. Join host Kevin Oxner for NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman, Tuesday nights at 8:30 Eastern on RFD TV.
I'm looking forward to having Vista Once back. We weren't able to find an equivalent product.
I think our practice will be very quick to adopt Vista when it comes back.
All of my veterinary colleagues have all talked about the product coming back.
We're glad to have Vista back in the product line.
Cattlemen that we work with will be glad to have the product.
We have a lot of producers. They're excited about it coming back.
Yeah, can I recommend Vista Once? Yeah, that's going to go right back in the cooler, and it goes right back in the calves.
Let's face it, you don't think a lot about your trailer hitch. You use it and forget it. We understand. But at B&W, we think about it. Short nights, long hauls, never-ending chores. The unthinkable. We think about it all, so you don't have to. B&W. Trusted.
With the advent of third-party verification, cowmen are able to add value to their calves by preconditioning or early weaning or seek specialty markets like all natural, sugar-free, or do source and age verification for export. Well, that's what IMI does, and it's not as expensive as you might think. Call them. What do you got to lose? IMI Global's green ear tag. It's like having Honest Abe co-sign your note. IMIglobal.com. There's an old story that claims the last two fellers left on board the Titanic when it hit that iceberg and sank were cattle feeders. As they clung to the stern, one was heard to say, "Just hang on, Tommy, it's bound to come back up." The volatility of the market in the cow business is legend. The cowman can be Dr. Jekyll one day and Hyde Tallow the next. He's kind to his wife when the market goes up. His children think that he's neat. The implement dealer sits by him in church, and his banker waves on the street. Salesmen treat him like he was the king. The hired man asks for a raise, and the press is reporting exorbitant gains, and the banker's singing his praise. A genius, he humbly admits to himself, smart as a tree full of owls. 20 foot tall with a bulletproof brain and a friend to all of his pals. But something occurs when the market goes down. His family feels it first. The mother-in-law gives him plenty of room, and the dog gets regularly cursed. He gets lots of mail from lawyers in town, and the gas man won't fill up his tank, and the feed company rep has forgotten his name, and he's a leper down at the bank. His ulcer is worse, his accountant's in jail, and they repoed the pickup he had. His jeans don't fit. They bag in the rear, they've chewed on his tail so bad. And he might get discouraged, but down at the sale, his heart will rejuvenate. A gambler in spirit whose living depends on the fickle finger of fate. So just like the story of Jekyll and Hyde, he's a wise man or a clown, a hero or a fool, depending on whether the market goes up or goes down. This is Baxter Black from out there.
Hi, I'm J.D. Alexander. Get ready for Boots on the Bay. Join me in Tampa, Florida for the 2013 Cattle Industry Annual Convention and NCBA Trade Show, February 6th through the 9th. It's the oldest and largest convention for the cattle business. We will attend important industry meetings, set policy, and network with cattlemen from across the country. The NCBA Trade Show will have over 250 exhibitors highlighting the latest products and technology for the cattle industry. And of course, there will be plenty of time to kick back and relax with our fellow cattlemen and cattlewomen at the Cattlemen's Beach Bash, featuring the Beach Boys. The good times continue with the Hot Havana Nights after party with music from the Bellamy Brothers. If you're in the cattle business, you can't afford to miss the 2013 Cattle Industry Annual Convention and NCBA Trade Show. For more information, visit beefusa.org. So pack up those boots and I'll see you in Tampa.
It's the official monthly publication of the National Cattlemen's Beef Association. The National Cattleman is produced exclusively for NCBA members and includes coverage of the news and events affecting our industry. From Capitol Hill to the far side of cattle country, the National Cattleman provides information NCBA members need. Every issue includes market analysis, feature stories, and practical management tips. Start receiving your copy of The National Cattleman. Call 866-USA-BEEF or go online to beefusa.org and join today.
Welcome back. It's time for one of our favorite parts of the show. Let's take a look at this week's Legacy Photos. We sure love seeing your farm and ranch photos. To send yours, just visit our website at cattleman2cattleman.org. Join us next week for a special edition of NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman. A panel of industry experts will discuss feed alternatives for your herd and will give us some tips for surviving the winter months. That's next week, Tuesday, November 27th at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Well, that does it for this week's edition of NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman. We'll see you right back here next week on RFD TV.